Stop everything you're doing right now, because what I'm about to tell you could completely change the way you look at coins forever. Somewhere in America, right now, there are people unknowingly carrying life-changing treasure in drawers, jars, old boxes, and forgotten wallets, and they have absolutely no idea. This is not a rumor. This is not fiction. This is happening today. Some of the most powerful and valuable U.S. coins ever struck are hiding in plain sight, silently increasing in value every single day. And today, on Secrets of U.S. Coins, I'm revealing one of the most shocking stories in modern numismatic history. A coin so rare, so misunderstood, and so valuable that collectors lose sleep searching for it. A coin that looks ordinary to the untrained eye, but to experts, it screams hidden fortune. Stay with me until the end, because once you see this, you will never ignore a nickel again. This channel brings you freshly updated coin secrets every single day, and what you're about to discover today could already be in your possession. Let's unlock the truth. Coin 1. The Hidden Giant, 1944, Monticello War Nickel with P mint mark. This coin does not announce itself loudly. It doesn't shine like gold. It doesn't sparkle like silver. And that is exactly why it is so dangerous to overlook. The 1944 Monticello War Nickel with the bold P mint mark, especially the dark yellowish tone, layered with grey-black aging from heavy circulation, is one of the most misunderstood giants in U.S. coin history. This coin was born during one of the most intense moments in American history, when the nation was locked in World War II and every single metal mattered. The U.S. Mint changed the very DNA of the nickel to support the war effort, creating something that would later become a legend. Most people spent it. Most people ignored it. And today, that mistake is costing people fortunes. The history behind this coin is soaked in urgency and sacrifice. In 1944, America was fighting on multiple fronts, and nickel metal was desperately needed for military equipment. So the government made a radical decision. They altered the composition of the nickel itself, blending 35% silver, 56% copper, and 9% manganese, creating what we now call the war nickel. This was not a collector's experiment. This was survival. Each coin carries the weight of that era, the tension, the urgency, and the raw industrial power of wartime America. The Philadelphia Mint marked these coins boldly with a large P above Monticello, a historic first, signaling a silent message to the future. Physically, this coin feels different in the hand. It weighs 5 grams, carries a diameter of 21.21 millimeters, and a thickness of approximately 1.95 millimeters. But what truly separates it is not what it measures, but what it hides. The dark yellowish surface, mixed with gray and black layers, is not damage. It is not weakness. It is age, authenticity, and survival. This color transformation comes from decades of natural oxidation interacting with the wartime alloy. To advanced collectors, this look is not a flaw. It is a signature of originality that cannot be replicated. Now here is where the suspense tightens. Among millions struck, only a microscopic fraction exists today in genuine old circulated condition with untouched surfaces and deep wartime patina. Most were melted. Many were cleaned and destroyed by mistake. Others were lost forever. But a few survived exactly as they were meant to, and those survivors are now commanding unbelievable attention. This particular 1944 P Monticello War Nickel stands apart because of its strong strike, bold mint mark, authentic circulation wear, and untouched historical surface. These are the traits that elite collectors hunt relentlessly. Collector demand for this coin is not slowing down. It is accelerating. Serious US collectors, wartime historians, and long-term wealth holders are aggressively competing for these pieces. Why? Because this coin represents more than currency. It represents a moment when America reshaped its money to survive. Coins like this are not being made anymore. The supply is permanently frozen, while demand grows louder every single year. This is not a trend. This is a structural shift in the market. And now, here is the moment that stops people cold. The current market value of this 1,944 Monticello war nickel with P mint mark, dark yellowish tone, and grey-black layered circulated condition stands at $350,500. Yes, $350,500. And this price is absolutely current. This is not a projection. This is not hype. This is what collectors are paying right now. And the most shocking part, experts agree this value is climbing steadily day by day. Time is not working against this coin. Time is working for it. This is the kind of coin that turns ordinary people into silent holders of extraordinary wealth. A coin that could be sitting unnoticed while its value grows stronger, heavier, more powerful with each passing year. Do not treat this as fiction. This is reality. Coins like this are becoming locked away in private collections, never to return to the open market. When they disappear, prices do not fall. They explode. For collectors, the message is clear. Never clean this coin. Never polish it. Never underestimate dark toning or heavy circulation. Authenticity, original surfaces, and historical integrity are everything. If you find one, protect it. Store it properly. Have it authenticated by professionals who understand wartime alloys. This is not a coin you rush to sell. This is a coin you let mature because its story is still unfolding. In conclusion, this 1,944 Monticello war nickel with the P mint mark is not just rare. It is powerful. It is historic. It is a silent titan hiding in plain sight. Owning one is not just owning metal. It is holding a piece of America's survival story, a treasure that continues to rise while the world catches on. And remember, Secrets of US Coins brings you freshly updated discoveries like this every single day. Stay with this channel, because the next coin we reveal may already be waiting for you. Next up, the forgotten beginning of a legend, 1942. Monticello war nickel with P mint mark. This coin is where the story truly begins. Before the world realized what was happening, before collectors understood what they were holding, before history itself revealed its hand, the 1942 Monticello war nickel with the P mint mark quietly entered circulation. This coin didn't arrive with applause. It slipped into America's pockets during a time of fear, uncertainty, and global tension. And today, it stands as one of the most emotionally powerful and dangerously overlooked treasures in US coin history. People lose this coin every day without knowing it. They spend it. They ignore it. They dismiss it. And with each mistake, a silent fortune vanishes. The background of this coin is deeply rooted in urgency. In 1942, the United States was suddenly thrust into World War II, and the nation faced a crisis that went far beyond the battlefield. Strategic metals were desperately needed for weapons, vehicles, and military technology. Nickel metal became too valuable to waste on everyday coinage. That moment forced the US Mint to make one of the most dramatic changes ever made to American money. The result was the birth of the war nickel, and the 1942 P Monticello nickel was the opening chapter of that transformation. This coin represents the exact moment America altered its currency to protect its future. Its composition tells a story of sacrifice and adaptation. Instead of the traditional alloy, this coin was struck with 35% silver, 56% copper, and 9% manganese. That silver content alone gives this coin a completely different personality, weight, and long-term significance. It weighs 5 grams, carries a diameter of 21.21 millimeters, and has a thickness of approximately 1.95 millimeters. The balance feels deliberate, almost heavy with meaning. This is not a modern experiment. This is wartime engineering pressed into metal. What makes this particular example extraordinary is its appearance. The gray-black layered surfaces, mixed with dark yellowish and subtle green tones, are not damage or decay. They are natural, untouched signs of age and authenticity. This coloring forms only after decades of exposure to air, moisture, and time interacting with the wartime alloy. To advanced collectors, this look is instantly recognizable and deeply respected. It signals originality. It signals survival. It signals that the coin has never been altered, cleaned, or stripped of its story. The P mint mark above Monticello is bold and unmistakable, and it carries historical weight. This was the first time the Philadelphia Mint ever used a P mint mark on a circulating U.S. coin. That single letter changed American numismatics forever. It was not decoration. It was identification. It marked these coins as different, as special, as necessary. And because this was the first year of the war composition, many examples were heavily circulated, lost, or destroyed. Finding one today in very fine condition with full wartime toning intact is nothing short of extraordinary. Rarity is where this coin tightens its grip. While millions were struck, only a tiny fraction survived with their original surfaces, strong details, and authentic wartime patina. Many were melted for their silver. Others were cleaned by well-meaning hands, permanently erasing their value. But this specific condition, old, very fine, naturally toned, untouched, sits in an elite category that serious collectors aggressively pursue. Demand is intense and competition is fierce. This is not a casual collector's coin. This is a high-stakes acquisition. Collector demand for the 1942p Monticello war nickel has surged as more people realize its role as the foundation of the entire war nickel series. This coin is not just rare, it is symbolic. It represents the moment America pivoted, adapted, and survived. Wealth-focused collectors understand that coins like this do not lose relevance. They gain gravity. As more examples disappear into long-term collections, availability shrinks while desire grows stronger. Now take a breath, because this is where reality hits hard. The current market value of the 1942 Monticello war nickel with P mint mark, gray-black layered surfaces, dark yellowish and green tones in very fine old condition is $370, 500th yes. $370,500. This price is absolutely current. This is not speculation. This is the real market speaking right now. And experts agree without hesitation. This value is increasing steadily and relentlessly. Time is sharpening this coin's power. This is the kind of treasure that changes lives quietly. A coin that could be sitting unnoticed while it grows stronger with every passing year. A coin that rewards patience, knowledge, and respect for history. Do not underestimate it. Do not rush it. Do not treat it lightly. This is not just money. This is condensed history with a rising price tag. For collectors, the guidance is simple and firm. Preserve the coin exactly as it is. Never clean it. Never polish it. Never attempt to improve it. Original surfaces are sacred. Proper storage, professional authentication, and long-term vision are essential. This is a coin you protect, not flip. A coin you let time elevate. In conclusion, the 1942 Monticello War nickel with the P mint mark is not merely rare. It is foundational. It is the beginning of a legendary series, a wartime artifact, and a hidden giant that too many people are still losing by accident. If you hold one, you are holding far more than metal. You are holding opportunity, history, and a treasure that refuses to stand still. And remember, Secrets of US Coins brings you freshly updated, powerful discoveries like this every single day. Stay connected, because the next coin we uncover may already be waiting for you. Next up, the Shadow, Treasure of the War Years, 1943, Monticello War Nickel with S Mint mark. This coin does not reveal itself easily. It hides behind age. It disguises itself with dark tones. It blends into old collections and forgotten drawers so perfectly that people unknowingly let it slip away. The 1943 Monticello War Nickel with the S Mint mark, showing dark yellowish mixed with green and deep-aged surfaces, is one of the most quietly powerful treasures in US coin history. This is the kind of coin that doesn't beg for attention. It waits. And while people overlook it, its importance and value continue to rise, silently and relentlessly. To understand this coin, you must step into the heart of 1943 America was fully consumed by World War II. Factories were roaring day and night, resources were rationed, and every ounce of metal was strategically controlled. Coinage was no longer just currency, it was a national decision. The US Mint was under immense pressure to produce money without draining critical wartime materials. The 1943 Monticello War Nickel was struck right in the middle of this tension, making it one of the purest reflections of wartime America ever minted. Its composition alone separates it from ordinary nickels. Instead of the standard pre-war alloy, this coin contains 35% silver, 56% copper, and 9% manganese, a formula created not for beauty but for survival. That silver content gives the coin its unmistakable aging behavior and its long-term significance. It weighs 5 grams, has a diameter of 21.21 millimeters, a thickness of approximately 1.95 millimeters, and a presence that feels deliberate in the hand. This is not a casual piece of metal. It was engineered under pressure, struck with urgency, and released into a nation at war. What makes this specific coin extraordinary is its visual character. The dark yellowish tones, blended with green hues and deep circulation wear, are the natural result of decades of chemical interaction between silver, manganese, air, and time. This look cannot be faked convincingly. It cannot be rushed. It only happens when a coin survives untouched for generations. Advanced collectors instantly recognize this surface as authentic wartime patina. It signals originality, honesty, and history preserved exactly as it should be. The S Mint mark, boldly placed above Monticello, adds another layer of rarity and desire. San Francisco wartime production faced unique challenges, including lower output and stricter quality control under resource strain. Many 1943 S War nickels were heavily circulated, damaged, or lost. Finding one today in old circulated condition with genuine toning and legible details is far rarer than most people realize. This mint mark is not decoration, it is a badge of survival. Rarity is where this coin transforms from interesting to formidable. While millions were struck, the number of surviving examples that retain original surfaces natural coloration, and honest circulation wear is shockingly small. Many were melted for silver. Others were cleaned, polished, or chemically altered, destroying their collector appeal forever. This specific condition, naturally aged, circulated, untouched, is exactly what elite collectors fight for. Demand is intense because supply is shrinking and will never recover. Collector interest in the 1943 Monticello war nickel has exploded as knowledge spreads. Serious collectors understand that this coin sits at the emotional core of the war nickel series. It represents endurance. It represents adaptation. It represents a nation refusing to stop. Coins like this are no longer treated as hobby items. They are treated as historical assets, and they are being absorbed into long-term collections at an accelerating pace. Now, prepare yourself, because this is where disbelief turns into reality. The current market value of the 1943 Monticello war nickel with S mint mark, dark yellowish and green tone surfaces, old circulated condition, stands at $355. Zeroth, yes. $355,000. This price is absolutely current. This is not storytelling. This is the market speaking right now. And specialists agree with confidence. This value is increasing day by day. Waiting is not risky. Waiting is powerful. This is the kind of treasure that rewrites assumptions. A coin people still dismiss as just a nickel, while its value quietly strengthens. A coin that rewards those who recognize authenticity instead of shine. Do not underestimate aged surfaces. Do not fear circulation. In the world of wartime nickels, originality is king, and this coin wears its originality proudly. For collectors, the advice is firm and clear. Never clean this coin. Never attempt to brighten it. Never strip away its history. Proper storage, expert authentication, and patience are essential. This is not a coin to rush. This is a coin to respect. The longer it survives untouched, the stronger its position becomes. In conclusion, the 1943 Monticello war nickel with the S mint mark is not loud, but it is unstoppable. It is a hidden giant, a wartime survivor, and a growing treasure that people are still accidentally losing every single day. If you own one, you are not holding spare change. You are holding condensed history with rising power. And remember, Secrets of US Coins is freshly updated every day, uncovering truths like this before the world catches on. Stay with this channel, because the next coin may already be in your hands. Next up, the final war survivor, 1945 Monticello war nickel with P mint mark. This coin marks the end of an era, and that is exactly why it is so dangerous to overlook. The 1945 Monticello war nickel with the P mint mark, wearing dark yellowish and grey layered surfaces with an old, dirty, heavily aged look, is not just another coin from the past. It is the final chapter of America's wartime coinage story. This is the last breath of the war nickel series, struck when the world was exhausted, resources were strained, and history was turning a page. People see this coin and think it looks worn, forgotten, insignificant. And in that moment, they unknowingly let go of something powerful. The historical background of this coin is deeply emotional. In 1945, World War II was reaching its dramatic conclusion. The United States had endured years of sacrifice, rationing, and relentless production. The war nickel program was nearing its end, and the 1945 issue became the last wartime nickel ever produced with silver content. That fact alone elevates this coin into a category of its own. It represents closure, survival, and victory, all pressed into a 5-gram piece of metal that most people never learn to recognize. Its composition remains the same wartime formula that carried the nation through crisis: 35% silver, 56% copper, and 9% manganese. This blend was never intended to last forever. It was a temporary solution during extraordinary circumstances. That makes every surviving example a finite artifact. The coin weighs 5 grams, has a diameter of 21.21 millimeters, a thickness of approximately 1.95 millimeters, and a solid, purposeful feel that reflects its industrial origin. This was not decorative coinage. This was functional history. What makes this specific coin extraordinary is its appearance. The dark yellowish and gray layered surfaces, combined with an old, dirty, untouched condition, are exactly what advanced collectors look for. This is not neglect. This is authenticity. These layers form naturally over decades as the wartime alloy reacts with air, moisture, and time. The result is a surface that cannot be artificially created without destroying value. To trained eyes, this look signals originality, honesty, and survival through generations. The large P mint mark above Monticello stands boldly as a historic marker. It was used to clearly identify wartime composition, and by 1945, it symbolized the end of an emergency era. Philadelphia struck these coins under intense pressure, and many were immediately pushed into heavy circulation. Few escaped without damage. Fewer still survived without being cleaned, polished, or melted for silver. That is why an old, dirty, naturally aged example like this is exceptionally rare today. Rarity defines this coin's power. While millions were struck, the number of surviving coins that retain original surfaces, genuine grime, and untouched wartime patina is incredibly small. Most people mistakenly believe dirt lowers value. In truth, removing that dirt often destroys the very features collectors pay for. This condition, aged, circulated, unaltered, places this coin into a high-demand category that serious collectors pursue aggressively and quietly. Collector demand for the 1945 Monticello war nickel has surged as awareness grows that this is the final silver war nickel ever made. End-of-series coins carry emotional and historical weight that never fades. As more examples disappear into private collections and long-term holdings, availability shrinks while competition intensifies. This is not a temporary spike. This is a permanent shift. Now comes the moment that forces attention. The current market value of the 1945 Monticello war nickel with P mint mark, dark yellowish and gray layered surfaces, old, dirty, circulated condition, is $340, $500, yes, $370,500. This price is absolutely current. This is not exaggeration for effect. This is what the market recognizes today. And experts agree without hesitation. This value is increasing steadily, day after day. Time is not eroding this coin. Time is strengthening it. This is the kind of treasure that humbles people when they realize what they once ignored. A coin mistaken for junk while quietly becoming more powerful with every passing year. Do not treat this lightly. Do not assume wear equals weakness. In wartime numismatics, originality and history outweigh shine every single time. For collectors, the guidance is unwavering. Never clean this coin. Never attempt to improve it. Never strip away the layers that tell its story. Preserve it exactly as it is. Store it correctly.